All right, good morning, guys. We don't have too much to look at right away. We've got just four tickers. Now those four, I think only three of them look halfway decent. Other than, you know what, maybe even two of them look halfway decent. Now SSY was looking good, but it kind of broke down here from this VWAP line. We have a far ways down to go before we hit anything reasonable as another support level. I mean, like the closest thing's probably $1.99. So hopefully when the market opens, we see this start to pick up a little bit. I'm not really sure if that'll happen or not. Either that or hopefully in the next 2 minutes we see this come all the way back down to the support level here. And maybe we can take a play while it's down there. Yo, what's up, Wiz? We've got Cavill here, sitting around that 200 EMA, or no, not 200 EMA, VWAP line here. We don't have too much support below. We might have a little bit of support right here as well. Looks like it's bounced off that a couple times. Besides that, though, it should probably pick up on open. We have VACC. We don't have too much in terms of volume here. Price action's pretty null too, so I wasn't really expecting too much out of this, but out of our giant list of stuff this morning, this is probably one of the best, which is pretty sad. And then we have drug here, which is looking pretty decent too. I guess we have it going from $1.81 to 2.43 here, so that's pretty good range right there. We are sitting above that 200 EMA, which is good. We see it dip below a couple times, but those look like Wyckoff dips as it makes its way back up. I'm sure this one's probably gonna hold on open, and then we can look at probably taking this play pretty quickly here. There's a couple other things that popped up, but nothing really looking great. But I do think that Drug, Cavill, and SSY have the greatest opportunity here, and probably Drug and Cavill are the best out of those three. So let's just wait for open here, and we'll see what the market has for us. All right, so Drug's going up. Let's get into Drug. Trying for 225, might not quite get 225. I'm gonna go for about 245 with a 218 stop. So we're gonna give it a little bit of a stop here. Wow, we just jumped up in price so far, so fast. Yeah, I guess we're gonna take some profits here. Taking some profits on Drug, 247. Question mark, I guess, because I didn't really think it was going to jump up that high that fast, but you know what? We'll take it because that was quite the jump, and that's a good way to start the day. Got it a tiny bit higher than I wanted to, but I really can't complain because we hit so high up there. Didn't quite get the perfect exit either. I got 244 instead of 247, but that's okay. I took out about 70%. I think there's likely going to be another rise here, so I want to see if we can get higher. Cavill's holding so far. Where are we sitting here with that 200 EMA? We're like far away from that. I'm not really sure if Cavill's going to run. I would like to maybe try and get in at this $1.63 level and see about that. Drug still looking good. SSY heading down. This past the bottom band here, so I think this is an SSY opportunity. So we're going to go for a $2 entry. We're going to go for a 220 PT with a 195 stop. So we're going to give it 5 cents. 195 right there. If you can get it a little bit lower, go ahead. Moving your stop, I wouldn't really suggest it, even if you did get in lower than $2. I think, 195 is a pretty good stop. Drug at 241, it did hit that 245 mark again, and Cavill starting to make its move up, so we also want to jump in on Cavill here. We're going to go for about a $1.60, $1.62 entry. I'd like to hit that $1.80 mark up there with a $1.58 stop. So a $1.58 can actually bring us down to about here. I don't think it necessarily matters how far down, because we're not going to make it to that 200 EMA regardless. Gotta make sure we making these red. And our stop on Drug, 218. Right there. SSY continues to break down a little bit. This was meant to be a stop. There we go. So we're going to see if SSY can turn around here. It's not looking super great for SSY, but I do think that this has a decent possibility at a turnaround here. So That's what we're kind of banking on right now. Cavill is currently at 167, so it's looking good there. 168. We just touched that 162 level. It was perfect. Nice bounce. 168. Come on, at least hit. If we can hit 172, I'll most likely take some off the table. That'll be our 10-cent profit. 171. So I'm going to say taking some profit off the table on Cavill around 172. 171, 172, something like that. 10 cents is quite a bit for something that's under $2, so even if it's just 171, that's not bad. Drug back to 245 here, hits 247 again, looks like it might be topping out. You can take some more off the table if you want. SSY with a nice turnaround there brings us up to 208. Not bad from a 198 entry. Definitely a good place to take a little bit of profit. Take some profit on SSY 208-ish. I'm sure we'll see more of a turnaround here, but I do want to make sure that we secure that a little bit right there, just because this could turn around and come back down on us. VACC actually had a lot more volume on open than I thought it would. So again, it's not looking terrible. It is pretty far below that 200 EMA. We did just poke above it before, but is my channel not on 1% anymore? That is to be decided, I guess. Had a little bit of a misunderstanding with business on that server, so maybe we'll come back to it. We'll have to see. But yeah, as it stands, it's not on there right now. We did have a $1.76 there on Cavill, so looking good there. Drug breaks through 254, looking really good on that. We're having some nice runners here. We should probably look at taking some profit around that 255 area. What do we get? 244, 255. Yeah, that's about another 10 cents, so we could take a little bit more there. Taking a little more profit on drug 255. And someone said Avia. We could take a look at Avia. Let's take a look at that. Avia. Avia's looking pretty good. 127 to 144, good price range. A little high right now. You could jump in as momentum play, but a little risky. I would say it's a little risky. So we did get that breakdown. We did see a high of 209 there on SSY and then a breakdown. That's why we took some profits. That could have happened very easily. Very close to that 200 EMA here, which is another good sign. So we're going to stop out SSY remainder. And then we're going to be looking to get back in on SSY. We're going to be looking to get in around 187. We're going to be looking to hit $2 off it with a 184, 183, 183 stop loss. So that brings us down to right here. SSY. Okay. Cavill's still looking good. It did hit 179, which is very, very close to where we wanted for PT. So hopefully you took some more profits there. I'm sure it'll probably still come back up, but I think this is due for a pullback here. So we're probably going to see this come back down at least to $1.67. You might even see it come all the way back down here. Drug almost at 270. Here we go. Taking some profit on drug 270. Was actually waiting for it to hit 255 again and didn't actually end up getting out more there, so this is even better for us. What happened there? 265. Okay. All right, so drug's still looking good. 275. I mean, maybe we're just going for $3 on drug. It's really hard to say. Nept, I'll take a look at that as well. Drug up 270, yep. I always miss the runners. You'll get there. Nept. Let's take a look at that. Yep, Nept also running, going from 290 to 330, or just under 330, 325 there. Looking half decent. This last candle doesn't have a ton of momentum behind it, so that kind of worries me. I think it'll come down at least to VWAP, maybe even further. Drug at 285. It is still going. almost 290. We're literally gonna go for $3 on this. Too fast for you? Yeah. Yeah, it happens. It was a fast one. Definitely. You scaled out drug too fast? I'm getting the feeling I'm scaling out too fast too. I'm gonna take out a little bit more. A little more drug here. Oh, capitalized drug. 290. And leaving a small amount for runner. I guess, because, I mean, we're starting to split up our runner even smaller than I would like to, but if we're going to keep hitting these higher numbers, there's really no point cashing out the total amount here. We got a little bit of room left, so we'll see if it goes up any higher. If not, honestly, it's not even enough to really make a huge difference either way. Cavill still looking pretty decent. It did bounce down to that 167 level, back up to 176. Drug 284 currently with a high there of 293. Looks like it's finally giving up a little bit. Avia, same kind of story. Looks like it's kind of giving up. We'll have to see. What about Nept? Nept it's got its price action back, so that's good. It is still up a little high for me, unfortunately. Yeah, we're hitting stop on SSY. Not even a chance for profits there. We kind of just ran it right into stop. That one didn't hold at all, so that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. Call the stop on that. We'll see if this comes back. If it starts to curl up, I do think this is going to curl up, and I do think it's going to be definitely worth the profits, but we just have to pick the right opportunity here, and this wasn't it. So we're going to have to wait a little bit on that. Cavill with a breakdown back down to 163. I want to jump back in with a full amount on Cavill. 163. Going to go for that 180 mark again with a 150. What did I have? 158 before? Let's go 158 again. Maybe that'll work out. Maybe we can even get a cent or two lower than 163. What did we get last time? We got 162. Well, technically it hasn't broken into a new low yet, so that's good news. Drug looks like it's consolidating, which is actually scary because this should be coming back down, but it's not. SSY does look like it's curling here, which is just kind of annoying that it dipped down to 182. What was our stop? I can't even remember now. It's 183. Well, I guess that means Jackal got stopped out too then. Still money, yep. You scalped it. Oh yeah, 288 to 293. That's still not bad. Yep. I think there's probably another opportunity coming up here for drug again as well. Cavill is looking pretty good on its way back up. We're to 169 on Cavill. $169. No, I need a little bit more profit before I start thinking about taking some profits on this. Maybe like 170. I'd like at least 171 again. I think that's where I'm going to take profits on that. Drug, you know what? I think I'm going to jump in with a full amount on drug. This is probably not the smartest idea, but try for 275. Gonna aim for $3 on it with a 270 stop loss. Yeah, I don't want to give it more room than that. Unless we get in lower here. If we can get in a little lower, that would be even better. And it looks like it's giving us some opportunity for that. 271, gonna jump in here. So at 271, we can bring that down to 266. Might not make a difference, but we'll see. Jumped in 271, 266 stop loss. Obviously, same price target. I don't really think that 5 cents is going to matter too much going up. If it goes up, it goes up. Cavill hitting $1.72 here. We're going to take some profit there. Take some profits on Cavill, $1.72 ish. Might even get more out of it, but $1.72 is not bad. we get $1.73, that would be fantastic. That would be a whole 10 cents again. Drug looking all right. SSY, you know what? The MACD is curling around pretty fast, and we're not seeing a whole lot of price action here, so I'm not really too keen on jumping in on that. Avia making new highs. Neptune just about hit that VWAP line, and we didn't actually jump in on it, so I want to try to get in on I said Neptune. Oh, okay, well, it's actually called Neptune, that's why. I think we're going to be looking at maybe a 315 entry. We're going to go for a 330 and then just a 305 stop. I think 305 is like a pretty decent stop. And I think 330 is a pretty decent price target. So I'm not necessarily worried about this. And we'll see about that. We've got drug down 273, Cavill moving its way up to 175. So we got that 173 mark. That's all I wanted to take some profits. I want that whole 10 cents. I ended up getting about 174 there. We still have a remainder in there from the first run, and we have a remainder from the second run. So we do have that opportunity to take even more profits if it goes up. If it comes back down, I'll just load up with another full position size, and we'll see what happens there. I do want to jump out on Avia. I do think it is up too high right now. So that could be a problem. Nept is currently a couple cents in profit. Drug very close to stopping us out here. If this is a bull flag, it should end right around here, so very, very close. Yeah, Avia. I should have seen this as a consolidation. I just totally missed that. Nept is looking okay here, 320. VACC not doing a whole lot. Cavill down. Oh, we missed it. Cavill dropped down to 164. That would have been the next buy-in point. That's okay. I'm sure it'll come back down. Drug almost back at 280 after just about stopping us out, like so close. So 280, what did we get in on Cavill at, or Drug at 270? You know what? 280, that's not bad. We're up about 10 cents. I do want to secure some profits here. It is worrying me a little bit. Securing some profit on Drug 280-ish. Yeah, secured like 8 cents there, not 10. Cavill back up to $1.72 here. And we have Avia still going. You know what? I think Avia is just going to keep going here, so I kind of want to just jump in on it. If we stop out, we stop out. Let's say $1.40. I guess $1.45, $1.44 maybe. I'd like to hit $1.55 with a $1.40 stop. So give about 4 cents from where you get in. Ideally, I'd like to have my stop below that VWAP line, like $1.35 would be great, but we would have to take such a nasty fall for that to happen. I just don't see that happening. Nept all the way up to 335, that is past PT. So we're going to be taking some profit around that level. Obviously, past our PT, we should definitely be taking some profits on it. Avia back at 145. I gotta make sure I'm ledgering this all. All right, Avia. Net back at 330. Big candles, quite a range here. We only took some profits. We've got some more left in there. We'll see if we can run this into a higher number here. Drug sitting around that 280. We did see 282 there, so not so bad on that. It was kind of a touch and go situation, but it's looking a little bit better here. If we can break higher than these bodies here, so we have to kind of get higher than 285, I'm sure we'll start to run again. Cavill breaking into not new highs, but just about 179 again, almost seeing that 180. At 180, we could probably close out the runner. You know what? 178 was what we cashed out last time. So, I mean, we're hitting PTs. That's good, but I don't want to take out first and second trade. I don't think I necessarily want to take profits out on Cavill for that first trade, but second trade we can start to take some more out at 180 because we still are averaging pretty low there. So we can bring that up to about 180 average. And we'll leave a runner in both those still. I think we're likely to see new highs still. Drug down a little bit. Avia stopping us out. Unfortunate, but that was kind of a risky situation. We could get in at 140 or 139, and that would bring our stop down to where we want it to be. So I think that's probably the best idea. So we kind of want to get in 139-ish. We're going to be looking at a 150 PT and then a 136. So we're going to give it 3 cents. Right there. So Avia, I think we can go ahead and, if you haven't gotten in when it drops, you can look at finding that position when it comes back down. Whatever situation you fall into there. Even getting in at 140 and with a 136 stop isn't necessarily the worst either. Nept up higher now. We're at 343. I think we could still go higher. You can secure some more profit since we are technically 10 cents higher than PT, but I did secure 335, so not really much point securing here as well. Drug back down, very close to stopping us out on that runner again. Cavill down a little bit too. Hoping to see at least 165. If we see 165, we're in a pattern here. We're moving up 1 cent on each low, which is good news for us because patterns are easy to follow. Drug stops us out on that remainder. Avia at 145 again, so not looking too bad from that 140 area. SSY, not really doing a whole lot. We've got Drug here. Might be a potential play if we get this down to VWAP, but we'll have to see what that MACD looks like at that time. Waiting for 165 on Cavill. We're getting real close, but I'm going to go Cavill 165. Whoa, not 1Q65. 165. Gonna go for that 180 again, and then I guess just a 161 stop. They're gonna give it a 161 stop, which is pretty tight, but you know what? We kind of need that. Okay, so it looks like it's moving back up. It did hit 166. You could get in 166 if you want to, or even 167. As long as we're looking to secure at least 10 cents profit. So that's kind of the goal with this. You don't necessarily need a full 10 cents because we're so cheap in the stock. We could actually end up waiting a little bit longer, getting more if you want to. But 10 cents is usually the go-to for that price range. Avia looking good here, almost 150. If we hit 150, we can start to look at taking some more profit. Oh, taking some profit. I haven't taken anything on Avia yet, so we should probably just do that. Take some profit on Avia. 149-ish. Because we are really close to that PT anyway. So I think 149, 148, something like that's going to be a really good place to take profits. And as far as Cavill goes, you're looking like you're getting an entry on that anyway. Whoa, what happened there? I just looked back and it just jumped. Hey, look at that. Look at that. That was nuts. Okay, we gotta wait for this to come back down a little bit instead of just staring at it in awe. But looking pretty good there. Damn, I wish it didn't stop us out though. Literally just a couple cents, like 2 cents. Nept hit a high there of 344, 345. I'll be looking to take some profits on it again, I think. Cavill 171 looking good there. Not really a point to take profits quite yet on Cavill. I am waiting for about 176. Drug, honestly, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Drug. I think it could potentially go. Because you saw Drug. Yeah, no kidding, eh? I missed Drug because I was looking at Cavill, so I guess there's just no way to get both sometimes. You just gotta take what you can get. I do want to jump back in on Drug. I'm not really sure what a good price range is going to be. I think we have a level here for support. We might have one right here as well. Other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot for support levels, but we could try another Drug trade. Worst case, we stop out and we go for it again here. Maybe, I was thinking, yeah, 190 for an entry. We might be able to get a little lower, so keep that in mind. We'll go for a 220 and a 185 stop. We're going to be trying something risky here because we're not really sitting on any support line, and the support that is up there is fairly weak, but that's kind of what you get when you're trying to trade something that's already running, so sometimes that's just a risk you got to take. Okay, so drug, we can move our stop up to 2 or 185. Of course, I pick right on the support line, put it 184. Depending where we get in here, 287. Okay, at 287, that's 3 cents cheaper, so we can move this down 3 cents. So from 285, we can move that down to 282. Oh, I moved the wrong line there. 285, you down to 282. Perfect. Okay. Looking okay. I think this might be okay. Avia 155. Let's take some profits. That is way past PT on Avia. 156. Okay, I should have probably said taking some profits. Avia 157. Definitely a good place to take some profits. Wrong price range? Oh, yes. Yes, I meant $2. That's what I meant. I meant $2 range, not $1 range on drug. I hope people, I know you guys get that. I hope other people get that too, though. Definitely not waiting for a whole dollar drop on that, that's for sure. Almost at 160 on Avia. Drug is doing okay. It's doing its thing. We saw that drop down to 286. What did I get? 287, so that's not terrible. I do think that this is probably going to consolidate and move back up. I just hope that we're on the right side of the consolidation this time. Cavill hits that 176 level. That's where we want to take some profit, so let's go ahead and secure some profit on that. Taking some profit on Cavill 176. Okay, got to make sure I'm getting these numbers right this time. 177, what? Not bad. Okay, I'll take that. Still hoping for something higher so we can start closing out that second trade, because we've got a trade here. This is where we secured most of our profits the first time, and we got this one here. So we secured some profits on that second trade here, but we still have a runner, and then we've got our third trade now where we have a runner as well. So we have 2 half-open trades now on Cavill. On drug 292, not looking bad. Avia 190 or 159 at the high here. I think it's going to consolidate down, so hopefully you're not holding too much. We did hit that 345 area on NEP, so taking some more profit on NEP. I feel like I'm in too many stocks for myself right now. Like half the time forgetting that I have runners and things. I need to like cool it a little bit. Did I get that number right? 3? Yeah, 3. Cool. Avia is still doing well. Cavill still doing well. We did hit as high as 178 on Cavill. Drug back to 290. SSY not worth playing. But yeah. Nerve. Yes, I forgot to look at that. That's what I was going to do. Yeah, Nerve is running like nuts right now, going from 650 all the way to 7. Well, you know what? I can't even say that's nuts. That's an okay range, but maybe. Like, there's definitely profit there, obviously, but is it a lot of profit? Is it worth the risk? I'm not entirely convinced yet. I want to see this hold on this VWAP. And we also have the VWAP and that 200 EMA crossed right now, which is not normally something I like to play. Drugs up a little bit here, 294. What was our entry on drug? 287. Looking probably closer to $3 to take profit. Maybe like 297, 298. Cavill down a little bit here. Avia down a little bit as well after hitting 162. Nept at 360 here. You're going to look at taking some more profit and leaving just that little bit left. Yeah, you know what? That's probably a good idea. Let's do that. Taking some more profit. Nept 365-ish. Leaving a small amount. Where's Nept? did hit 364, 365-ish. Looking pretty good there. I do think that it could probably run further, so we have a tiny, tiny bit left. Probably won't even make much of a difference, but again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Drug consolidating nicely here. Cavill with the nasty dip down to 167, so this is the proper level. Since we dipped down to 166 last time, we don't want to see 166 again here, and we're seeing 167. This is like perfect. This is very, very nice so far. Eventually it's going to break that cycle, but so far it's been looking real good. Nerve sitting at 690 currently, hit a high there, 717. Is holding VWAP so far, so that's a good sign. Drug had a nice little pump there to 298. That's where we said we were going to take profits on that last one, so we can go ahead and say taking some profit on Drug 297-ish. I think that's what I need to get, 297. Yeah, because I got 287. Running it right down into stop, though. Look at that nasty red candle from 290. Whoa, 298. We just crossed negative on that MACD, but I think that this could be a good recovery play. So I want to jump right back into Drug here. In 270-ish. We're going to go for a 290 and then a 265 stop. We could afford more of a stop. We could probably afford, up to almost 10 cents here, but I don't think I really necessarily want to. I think this is going to be a good recovery play. Why is this not red? There we go. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We're back up to 280 here, so that's not bad. Drop down to 272. Brought our average down on Drug a little bit there. What was squeaked out with like 6 cents on that last trade, so not terrible, but could have been better. Look at that, we're at 290. That was a perfect recovery play. Perfect. Like 290. We hit PT just like that. Drug. I think we can get it higher, so obviously we're going to leave a runner because that's just what we do now, but that worked out. That worked out really well, actually. Pull might do something, but the spread is stupid. Oh yeah, I don't like spread. Cavill knifed as well. Did it stop us out? It did stop us out in the runner. That's a good thing we took profits prior. I'm going to leave Cavill alone, though, because this did drop into a new low, and I don't like seeing that, so we're going to see if this... Your hockey's got to get faster. Yeah, it's definitely a task. Nept hit 363 there. Didn't really break much higher. Nerve on its way back down. Avia still holding. We still have a tiny bit left in Avia here. I think it could potentially go higher, but it's going to take some time. Drug still looking good. I'm quite happy with where we took this trade. I think that our stop is really safe now, and we can probably just breathe a little bit and watch it go up. Because it's gonna hit a new high. I can almost guarantee it. Well, it did touch $3 there, actually. I didn't even see that it touched 3, but this could be a good recovery play on Cavill as well, but I don't know. It's a little iffy. We did touch a new low there, so we are bearish on that MACD currently. It does look like it wants to curl up though. You know what? Maybe we do take a Cavill play. $1.61. We're gonna go for $1.80 and then $1.57. 4 cents. Yeah, that works. I'm gonna go $1.57 stop. If you can get in a little bit lower, you might even. I would not move that stop if you got in lower than $1.61. I don't think there's much point. I think we're basing this off the fact that it's going to continue to move back up here. Yeah, we're thinking this is going to move back up, so we don't want to necessarily see this break into a new low and still be holding. Hey, there you go. All right, so we're getting a $1.60 entry here. Gonna take that. What's Drug doing? Drug's still at that $1.90 range. We did see it as high as $2.90 range, not $1.90 range. $2.90. We did see it hit as high as $2.95. Avia's back up there. Looks like it hit $1.64. What are we in on Avia at? $1.40. So we're riding this from $1.40 to $1.60 so far. What's our average at? $1.55. So that's not bad. $1.65, I would say pretty good price point to probably close out the rest. Net, we might be able to get another opportunity if it bounces down here to that 335 level. Little risky, but we can have a tight stop when it happens or if it happens. Cavill did break down quite a bit there. Yeah, God, this is risky. I don't know if I want to hold this. We could walk away with very small profits here. I'm gonna hold. It's my executive decision. I don't think there's a right answer here. I think if I hold, it's gonna stop me out. If I cut it, it's not gonna stop me out. It would have just been a pretty good trade. So I think I'm in a lose-lose situation here, so I'm just gonna hold. Abby almost at a 160 level. Nerf not really doing a whole lot. Cavill not really doing a whole lot. Drug back at that support area. And we got to get past this level here. Just gonna go ahead and turn that back to that color now. We're gonna see what Drug can do here. Cavill is looking risky. Risky business. Nah, we're not seeing much else. Cavill's the only thing I'm a little worried about. Everything else we've secured profits on, but we haven't secured anything on Cavill, so we're really hoping this starts to take off, and this is kind of making me sweat a little bit. I don't want to see a loss on it. Drug back to 290 here. Yeah, we can close down VACC. I don't think we're going to be playing that. We can close down SSY. I'm not seeing anything there. Nerve, I think there's somewhat of a potential, but it's not something I'm looking for. We've got a couple other things we could look at. Nept is looking like a good opportunity to just buy in again here. So I think that's what I want to do first of all. I want to jump in on Nept again since we're basically out of shares. So 345, we're going to aim for 370. And then we're going to give it a 335 stop. So we could actually give it more than 335 if we wanted to. You could give it, I don't know, 332 for a stop, but I really don't want this to break into a new low. Actually, 335 is a pretty dumb stop. If we can get a little better than 345, I would suggest moving it down just a tiny bit. And then we've got, what was I going to look at here? Frey. No, don't like that. DXLG. Nope, don't like that. MDWD. Well, no, not changed interval. MDWD. Well, it's got quite a range to it. It's not looking bad, but we went from no volume to lots of volume, so I'm going to say no to that. And we could take a look at QLM. This is the one with the terrible spread. Yeah, spread's pretty terrible. 558 to $6. Yeah, you know what? The range isn't even that great. We've got like bad spread and no range. I don't even want to be looking at that. Avia on its way down here. We did hit a high of 164 there. Drug going for a new run here, almost up to $3. We could secure a little bit more, $3. Securing some more profit on Drug, $3. Okay. Nep's giving us slightly lower than that 345, so this is where we were looking to get in. Something just a couple cents lower. 339, okay. So that makes our stop. We can basically move it down to 330 now, which is a much safer spot. secured a better position on net 339, so 330, stop. All right. Cavill, you are not making me happy right now, so I think I'm just going to close it out for a very tiny win. Closing out Cavill for a tiny win. Yeah, $1.60, so if I can get a $1.62, I'll take it. This could be a mistake. It could end up running. I usually do this like once a day where I cut something that doesn't look great and then it just goes back up. And there's lots of things that says this should go back up, but I don't know, man. At the same time, this could just as easily run into stop. So, and we're doing pretty good today, so I don't want to ruin that. Drug back down to that 290 area. Hoping we see a breakout here and break that 304 area. 5 for 5, 9% gains. Way to go, yeah. That's awesome. Avia 163 here. So we're almost breaking to a new high on Avia. Nept hit stop. It did too, look at that. Now that's a shame. Didn't even get any profits out of that, so. Yep. EPT. And that was a 330 stop. So 9-cent stop. I mean, like, I still think this is going to be profitable. I might jump back in. I just need to wait and see that curl up a little bit. All right, we saw $1.63. Let's see $1.65 so we can secure a little bit of profit. Cavill's still sitting there doing nothing. Drug back down to the 290 area. Come on, Avia. And Nept. Let's see some curling. Let's see. Drug's got all of the alerts pretty much all day for momentum alerts, which is hilarious, but I mean, it deserves it. It definitely deserves it. Cavill's lowering in volume. MACD's not really doing a whole lot here. We're not seeing any price change, so this is all signs that this is going to drop. All right, so we hit that 165 area on Avia. That's where we were looking to take profits. That brings our average up a little bit. Got a tiny amount of shares. I honestly don't think it's going to matter whether we take some more profit on it or run it into stop at this point, but I would like to get like a pretty crazy high number on it, like 180. That'll help us bring our average up a couple cents. Cavill not doing anything. Drug still not doing much either. Do we have anything new popping up? Doesn't look like it. There's JWell. JWell is something, again, that pops up quite frequently, but doesn't actually ever give us anything good. Yeah, still pretty crap. Nept is, in fact, curling up, so I'm good with taking a play on Nept here. Nept. 340. We're gonna go for 375. Let's go for 360. That's a little bit safer. And then just a 330 stop again. Could get stop down volatility again, but you know what? I don't think so. I think it's gonna go up this time. We're not fighting the trend. And BTS, I'll take a look at that here in a second. Candles look okay. They're a little slim, 580 to 640, so it's got an okay range to it. It's sitting up pretty high right now. I think this is definitely going to come down to at least VWAP here. We're already negative on that MACD, so yeah, we definitely want to see this drop down to VWAP before we even touch it, and we'll have to wait for a curl up to begin. Yeah, I agree with you. Drug is looking like it's consolidating a little too long here, probably looking to start to break down here as we are seeing it just touch that zero line on MACD as well. If it starts breaking through these supports, it'll probably fall. All right, so we're hitting some profits on Nept here as we hit 350. Avia down big, so it's a good thing we took some profits there at $1.65, most of it anyway, almost all of it. Cavill is in fact breaking down. I don't think it quite stopped out yet, but it just about touched it, so that's not necessarily good, but that makes me happy because I cut it for a win, even if it was only a 2-cent win. Took a little profits. What brokerage are you using? I think you said before. I can't remember. TradeZero. How are you liking TradeZero? I'm gonna be opening an account with them because they offer for Canadians again, and I know they're really, really solid for shorting. So I want to give them a shot. I've just been kind of lazy and not wanting to open up another brokerage account because I'm afraid my accountant's gonna quit if I have another brokerage account. Avia with a nasty drop down to VWAP. Shorting is phenomenal. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I think I might open one up for that reason specifically. Okay, so I'm going to jump back in on Avia here. I guess I'm going to be aiming for about $1.50. What did it drop down to here? $1.49. So yeah, $1.50. I'd like to hit $1.60 at least with a $1.47 stop loss. So we're going to have a fairly tight stop here. We're going to see if this was a proper bounce. A little risky. We didn't really wait for MACD to start curling up, but you know what? Sometimes you just you got to take those early risky trades, and this could be that. And drug on its way back up here slightly. Let's see a breakout. Let's see. I want to see this hit like 330 in the next 2 minutes. Avia looking okay. And failed. Well, on that note, I think drug's about to fail then. If it got rejected that hard right there, I think it's gonna come down. Okay. Nept back down to 340 after hitting 350. Wasn't a terrible place to think about taking profits at 350. Now that I think about it, I probably should have, but I didn't. So we're gonna have to wait for the next round. Avia still kind of struggling here. I haven't seen that curl up quite yet. It's starting to worry me a little bit, but we do have VWAP there as well. It looks like it bounced last time, so we shall see. And we have NVTS. Not really doing a whole lot. Price action's pretty much dead on NVTS at this point. We've got Nept. It's looking okay. Might do something here. We have Avia, still kind of struggling, but I have some sort of confidence in that VWAP line, so hopefully that holds. Drug might try again to break out. I don't know if we're just lacking conviction here or we're not really running out of buyers and sellers. We still have quite a few, so we just need that conviction to come back. The fact that it hasn't broken down in the last couple minutes is probably a really good sign. Back into 347 here. Avia still struggling. You wimped out of it. I don't have a lot left in it, so I'm not necessarily like super worried about it, which is probably the only reason I'm still in it, is because it's kind of just a YOLO play at this point. It's gonna go, yeah, that's true. One of us has to bail on it for it to go. So I'm happy you sacrificed yourself for the greater good. Let's see this take off. Any second now. Almost back to 350 on NEP, so make sure you take some profits around that point. It's not a lot of profit, but it's better to secure something than nothing. Come on, drug. Nept, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Usually, if you see a rejection 3 times in a row, it's not a good sign. Avia, I'm still rooting for Avia. This does look like it's beginning to curl up, so you know what? We got a good position at $1.50. Honestly, it couldn't have been better. We could have waited a little longer and had probably less risk, but hey, way to go, man. Drug 295, then down. See, look at that, Jackal. It didn't do it yet. You're fine. Pull him. I want to take a look. Nasty drop? Or did it run? Oh, yikes. $6.09 down to $5.30. Still going. Still going. Yeah, it could be an offering or something. I haven't looked up the news on Pulm, so would have been a good short, that's for sure. Come on, Avia, you got a curl. Yeah, the spread's pretty terrible at some points. There's like very few, but at some points you get in and you see like 3 cent spread, which isn't terrible, but 10 cents is a little much. Definitely. On 30 minutes, can we consider that an inside bar? Like on a 30-minute time frame? I would say so, but it's kind of hard. I don't really use the 30-minute time frame very much to figure anything out. I feel like if you look at too many different time frames, like I know a lot of traders do that, but you're gonna end up with confirmation bias. You're gonna look at the 1 minute and you're gonna say, okay, I see nothing I like on the 1 minute, and you're gonna go to the 2 minute and be like, okay, there's nothing I like on the 2 minute. You're gonna go to the 5 minute and be like, oh, it looks great on the 5 minute. So I'm gonna trade this because it looks good on the 5 minute, but maybe you don't normally trade on the 5 minute. Maybe it only looks good because you're just going through the time frames until you find something that looks good that you want to trade, if that makes sense. Exactly. So yeah, you're just gonna go through all the time frames until you find something that looks good, and then you're gonna jump in on that because you're looking for that thing, which it's easy to find if you look at something from 100 different angles. You'll eventually find something that looks good on it. Yeah. Another leg for Nept? I sure hope so. We did see 153 there. I'm really banking on Avia starting to actually move. But I gotta say, so far it's not looking good. That MACD is kind of curling, and we're not seeing any price action with it, so not fantastic. I know, and Drug hasn't failed yet either. So I have Avia, I'm in Nept, and I'm in Drug. Not in Cavill. We cut that. It would have stopped us out, so right decision. But again, it only stopped us out by 1 cent and started moving up, which is hilarious. You think Drug's going to go right now? MACD's just breaking above. We're seeing an increase in volume and rejected. Pulm's dropping even more. Oh my god. Look at that. 612 down to base 512. Like 512. Whole dollar. Drug with a nasty drop. We could buy in on VWAP here. That might be the play, but honestly, I'm almost out of time, so I'm not sure I want to jump in on that. Avia's starting to break down right into stop there. Yeah, I kind of thought that Avia was going to be a failure there after a little while of seeing no price action with that MACD starting to curl, but I figured I'd give it the chance. I should have just cut for a break even or better. Had that opportunity a couple times, but didn't take it. That's okay though. Drug, yeah. Whoa, right past VWAP. It's going all the way down. 260. Do we take this as a recovery play? Little green, little green. I'm gonna do it. Drug, 265. Let's go for 280 and then a 2... Maybe just a 260 stop. Go for 260 stop. $270. 271. No. Keep going. You can do it. Yeah, I know. I like these recovery plays. Sometimes it's just because like they're so instant sometimes. Something drops and then immediately comes back up. And you know, worst case, it drops a little bit more and stops you out and you're done. So it's hard to pass it up sometimes, especially because on drug we did see it happen and it worked out perfectly the first time, so I gotta try it again. Not looking good so far. $266. If we get 270 here, I might just cut it. Or at least take some profit at 270. Even though it's like really slim, I don't really want to. Yeah, you know what? I'm out. It's a little bit of a hasty decision there, but it's okay. I walked out with 2 extra cents, so I could have had more. It did go up to 272 there, so could have almost made it worth it, but I was really banking on this jumping back up really fast, but it's hesitating too much, and I don't like that, so I'm going to leave that there. I want to see how fast we would have stopped out. Yeah, we would have stopped out almost instantly if we held. Yeah. Could have been a good trade. Unfortunately, it wasn't the right time. SSY trying to curl. Let's take a look at that. Let's see here. SSY does hit the bottom there, $1.76, double bottom, so it is moving back up now. Looking half decent, I would say. Obviously not something I'm going to play in the next like 3 minutes here, but it could be a good win for the day. What's the low of it? Okay, still got a little bit of room to move down, but majority of the shares are still up here. So I think you should be okay if someone wanted to take a play on this. Yeah, you definitely maybe get in around that 180 area. You want to be able to put your stop below this 176 area. So you probably want like a 174 stop, wherever that means you're going to get in. Drug continues to drop, so let's see where that goes. Avia not doing anything great. NEP down to stop. NVTS not doing anything. Pulm is just scary at this point. I think drug is going to curl up here. Yeah, I don't have enough time to play it, but I think drug is going to curl up here. Hey, 20 points. Way to go, man. You average down. Ooh, that's a risky move. Well, you're positive now, so you pulled a Ross Cameron, but it's working out. I mean, given where you're at today, you're doing pretty good. So, you know, taking a couple risky plays when you're up, not really the worst decision. If it doesn't work out, just don't revenge trade it back up. If it does work out, great. You closed out even higher. You know, that's how I look at it, is like I've got this extra play money once I've hit my targets. So I can lose that play money, but I won't lose that target price. So if I dip down lower, I'm out. It's looking good though. MACD is curling nicely. You've got the price action with it, so I think this is going back up. Although there is going to be some struggle at 151, I think. I think that might be a lot for it to break through. Drug is curling up here, so that's another opportunity. Besides that, though, let's go through the trade tracker for the day. Today we hit $393,000. That brings us just over $1 million for the month. That's 13 wins, 4 losses. Starting from 500 bucks. 75.3% win rate. So I guess that means we went up today. I think we were 73.2% yesterday. So doing pretty good. But yeah, not bad. Yeah, I expect these numbers to get higher pretty much every day, especially once we hit what is it, like 25,000 or something. We usually start seeing these massive jumps in prices, and then once you hit 100,000, it starts really doubling down almost every day. Um, so the 25th, we've got about a couple more trading days this month. We got 4 more trading days. So I mean, we at this point we might actually hit 2 million, which is pretty crazy because I think the biggest month was 500 to 3 million, but that was using 100% of the portfolio each trade. So if we can hit 2 million, I think this would be probably one of the better months in a long time. No, I stopped this like in a weird spot in the middle of my screen and I can't actually move it now. How do I do that now? What have I done? I'll just have to close that window, I think. But yeah, anyways, Drug is curling. I'd continue to play Drug on the curl. We've got Cavill curling up nicely. Avia, there's still possibility of Avia going. And SSY, it could be a longer term play today. What do you call that scanner at the bottom of my screen? These are small trade idea scanners. So I use trade ideas, and you can have as many scanners or momentum alerts as you want on at a time. So I'm showing you guys a small cap scanner that I made and a momentum alert scanner that I made. But I also have a halt scanner, a small cap volume leader scanner, a pre-market scanner. I've got like 15 scanners open to show me things. So, but yeah, it's trade ideas. It's a really, really good scanner. I do recommend it, but I don't recommend it unless you're already a profitable trader. Windows plus arrow keys. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like I could just tab to it too and close it or minimize it that way or something. There's lots of ways I could do it. I'm just lazy, I guess. But yeah, trade ideas. I wouldn't be using this in, you know, in the sense that it's expensive. It's like I can't even remember what I pay for. I think it's like 180 bucks a month. So it's not really worth it unless you're a profitable trader, but it is a very good tool once you get to that point. Yep, since August 1st. And yes, it is a live trading account. So yeah, we made some good money this month. We made better money. I think it was December. I think December we made 3 million, but I think that's the most I've done. Usually we go from like in the bear market months, we were hitting like 5K to 25K. I think one time we hit the 5K to 50K and just like a little bit above. But yeah, when we hit good months or we hit, it really depends on the first couple days. That really sets the tone. If you can get ahead right at the beginning, you can compound a lot faster, and then you end up snowballing it really big. But for like a normal person who's not doing just like a simple account challenge, once you get to the point where you're trading like this, it's so easy to snowball an account and like into the size and just keep it going. But you do have to kind of worry when you're playing small cap stocks about your position sizes, because at this point, some of my position sizes are like 300,000 shares, right? So I have to look at the volume and make sure that I can accommodate that and not move the price myself, because I don't want to be creating candles. So that's the only thing I worry about when you get to an account size this big, is you kind of have to start sizing down, because too much is not a good thing. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, exactly. Most people don't have normal 1 month deadlines. And I also don't suggest that people trade 50% of their account like I do. It is very, very risky. Um, and what I tell most people is you should just be aiming for 1 or 2% gains on the portfolio a day. If you can manage that, it doesn't even matter what your account size is. You could start with 500 bucks. You don't need anything crazy. And by the end of the year, you can retire. How did I become comfortable with larger position sizes? Probably when I started trading and lost $170,000. That kind of, numbs out the pain after a while. And then, eventually you just kind of scale up, right? You get to a point where you're scaling up into bigger position sizes and it feels more comfortable. It depends how much money you're making. If it's when's the first time you hit $1 million or something, your hands are shaking, you're sweating, like it's hard. It's hard to have big position sizes when that's the only money you have. But you got to remember, right? If I'm closing this month out at $2 million, and then that's going to a bank account, and then I'm starting again with $500. What's it matter if I lose this $1 million or not? I still have the last 2 million, right? So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, my biggest loss at the end of the month is the $500 I started with. So when you look at it from that perspective, it's a lot different from saying, "Oh my God, I just lost $500,000 on a trade" or something stupid, you know. So it's kind of perspective, and it's a little bit of already having that kind of money. But the first time you do, it's definitely hard. So it's a lot easier just to start small, scale up to the point where you're comfortable. If you start getting uncomfortable with your position sizes, it's better to go back down, because if you stay where you're uncomfortable, you start to fear the trades, and you get scared of losing money. You take your profits quicker. You cut your losses too quick. You end up with smaller profits, and you end up with bigger losses. Your fees add up quicker. It's a mess. So it's better to be where you're comfortable and make that work. Yeah, loses $1 million. Damn, I just lost $500. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. It's all about perspective. Plus, you also have to take into account that if I lose $1 million, it's not really a loss, because I can write that off. As a day trader, you can write your losses off. So it just goes against my taxes. Exactly. And if that's where you're comfortable with, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And you're doing fine. You know, if you're making your daily, wage, trading every day, that's perfect, because you're not only are you not working 8 hours a day, but you're basically just sitting at a computer hitting buttons for an hour, and then you're done. So, I mean, that's really all you can ask for. And then eventually you're just going to move to some beach where there's, clear blue water and palm trees, and you're going to have a laptop beside you with satellite internet, and you'll be fine. Yes, today, yes, today is going to be on YouTube. You missed a great speech. Maybe you did. Yeah, it'll be nice. You'll get there. I think everybody will get there. It's just a matter of keeping into perspective, that this is something that doesn't take a couple weeks to get good at. I mean, like, if you look at any profession, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, or even an electrician or something, they go through years and years and years of training before they're making good money doing it. So why should trading be any different? Yes, not a full tank, like a wall. I want like a wall of jellyfish. But anyways, guys, I think that's about it for me today. Hopefully y'all made some money. I think there's still a couple things to be played, so if you're going to continue playing, make sure you're watching Avia and Cavil, Drug, maybe Nept, maybe SSY if you've got the time. But beyond that, yeah, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Take care, guys.